Hello, you just watched me play various Xbox original games. Now, the original Xbox was Microsoft's very first game system, released in 2001, and was quite revolutionary for its time. It featured a built-in hard drive for saving your games, and music which could be used in certain games. It also had a built-in network adapter for connecting to the internet and for networking Xboxes more locally. So for example, you could do 8-player over 2 Xboxes. Now let's look at some Xbox original games before talking about the hardware some more. What about Dead or Alive 3? I've always been a big fan of the Dead or Alive beat 'em up series. Also have very good arcade racer Outrun 2. Anyone who's actually played it at the arcades, well, lucky them. I'm not a big fan of the Buffy TV series, but I thought the Buffy video game was very good. This is the first of the 2 they did on the Xbox. This actually has a sort of built-in debug mode where somebody with another controller can control the bad guys, even bosses. It's really fun, I can tell you. Oh yes, great RPG, Elder Scrolls 3, Morrowind. So that's some Xbox original video games. Let's look at the Xbox original hardware. Here is a PAL UK original Xbox. X marks the spot. The Xbox is basically a PC, presumably so it was cheaper to manufacture, since they could use readily available computer parts, and also perhaps to make it easier to port games from the PC. Its name, most likely, the Xbox, comes from DirectX, which was a technology that made many games available, possible on PC and then Xbox. At the front of the Xbox are the control ports, 4 control ports, plus we have the DVD eject, that is the DVD tray, and the power switch. Xbox is basically a PC. I am going to amaze you by telling you the control ports are actually USB ports. Yep, they just changed the connector. They're actually USB ports. It's possible to get adapters for the Xbox to use other USB devices on the Xbox for a bit of hacking, of course, to get Linux and perhaps Windows on it. Not that I would encourage hacking, of course not. And also it's possible to use an Xbox original controller on PC, again with an adapter and the correct software. The Xbox is a DVD machine, but Microsoft is saying very sneaky. Now what they did was, well, basically if you make something that can play DVDs, you have to pay a license fee. Well, what Microsoft did was they did it so that the Xbox couldn't play DVDs out of the box, so from what I understand they wouldn't have to pay the fee. But by using a little adapter that plugged into one of the control ports, it would unlock the DVD playback, and therefore Microsoft kind of got around the fee. By charging a lot of money for the adapter and remote, they made some money as well, so there you go. So that's why the DVD video, I don't know if you can see it, it's on the front of the adapter, not on the Xbox, because the Xbox can't play DVD movies out of the box without the adapter. At the back is just not so interesting, the network connector, AV ports and power supply connection. I don't know if that's different on American or Japanese. Oh yeah, I seem to remember the Xbox not doing very well in Japan. So that was an original Xbox. Microsoft over the years, the Xbox went to about 2005 or 2008. Yeah, it did pretty well then. Microsoft released different versions of the Xbox. Here is the Crystal Xbox, which was one of the most recent Xboxes made. On the outside, the only difference is its crystal colour. Everything else about it is basically identical. Oh, apart from the power lights green instead of the red, I think. Yeah. Internally, it's different, of course. Later version of the operating system, and that Microsoft trying to stop people hacking it. Not that I encourage hacking, as I was saying. Yeah. So that's the Crystal Xbox. Now that has a bit of a nice story to it. Basically, I had my black Xbox and a black controller, which I'll show you here. There we go. I needed another controller, but it was going to cost me about £10. But then I saw in a game shop at Crystal Xbox, which came with a controller and all the leads for just £5 more. So got a second Xbox and got a controller. There we go, Crystal controller. Now, why did Microsoft get into making a games console? Well, my theory is it's Sega's fault. Yes, that's it. Blame it on Sega. No. During the Dreamcast era, when Sega working on the Dreamcast, they worked with Microsoft to port Windows 98 to the Dreamcast, which ended up as Windows CE, which was sort of cut down version of 98 that was like on laptops and that. And I think Microsoft then went away and went, Sega doing a games machine, ... Oh well. No, I think that gave them the idea. Sort of working with Sega gave them the idea to do their own games machine, which obviously ended up being the Xbox. Interesting enough, the Xbox controller, I think, reminds me of the Dreamcast controller. Because if you look at the back, you see there are two slots for memory cards, which was sort of an alternative to saving to the hard drive. And of course you might remember the Dreamcast controller has two similar slots at the back, but apart from the Dreamcast controller could take other devices such as a Rumble Pack or whatever they're called, Tremor Packs on the Dreamcast. Also has the A, B, X and Y. This is a bit too big for me, this controller, and what the designers of it, I don't know what they're thinking. A black and white button. Well, at least call it, I don't know, J and M or something. Just black and white. Have a symbol on it or something, not just two colours. Press the black button. Oh yeah. Press the white button. Oh yeah. That was a bit silly, but there you go. Oh yeah, it's actually an unofficial controller. Gamester. Anyway, there's the Xbox original. Must mention, of course, the Xbox 360, which is the successor to the Xbox. The Xbox 360 can play some Xbox games, but not very well as it emulates them, but more games have been added to the list. But that's why I got an Xbox original, so I can make sure to be able to play the Xbox original games. And I would recommend anyone else who wanted to play Xbox original games, you might as well get an Xbox cheap as cheap. If the Xbox 360 is really cheaper, it's really come down the arcade version. If I've got this right, the reason why the Xbox 360 emulates the Xbox games is that Microsoft had a falling out. Really? A falling out? Yes, a falling out with somebody who helped, I think, with the graphics or something with the Xbox. And so they lost the rights to some of the Xbox hardware, so they had to emulate it, but they couldn't emulate it very well because they didn't know exactly how it worked. Of course, Microsoft didn't make the same mistake with the Xbox 360. No. There you go, the Xbox original. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and that's bye for now.